And I just want to say welcome to everybody on the replay. Today, we are celebrating Imbolc a couple of days before the actual celebration is. And it's a celebration of life. So Imbolc is one of the final celebrations of the year. It's that last turn of the wheel before we truly come into Gaia's new year. And as you know, as a teacher of Atlantis, everything that I teach is really going to come through Atlantis first, and then we're going to see how it spreads out. And so anything to do for me, anything to do with the Celtics, the Druids, Scottish people, British, anything like that, it actually starts when we have mass emigration from Atlantis out into anywhere that the Atlantic Ocean touches. And it's not always in times of stress. It just happens naturally as the population really begins to blossom on Atlantis, and people kind of want to start creating their own lives apart from a very small island colony. And so when they spread out, they take their wisdoms, their knowledge, their practices. And there's some great studies that people have done for many, many years about the mounds that are in northern Britain, Spain, Portugal, France, and then the same on the eastern coast of the States. And the mounds have the exact same dimensions. They're made to face certain stars. If you find people in them, if they're ceremonial mounds, you find them buried in the exact same way, which tends to be with their skin or their bones have been painted red, and they're in a fetal position. If there's two people, they're often like kind of hugging each other. This is a very Atlantean ceremonial way of burying people. And so when you start to connect all these things together, it always comes back to what I say is the motherland, but I was reading a book recently that calls Atlantis the fatherland, and Mu is the original motherland, whatever we want to think about it. Something I just want to pop in though is that a lot of things I read is how the Atlanteans and Lemurians didn't get along, but my personal experience in traveling back and forth between them is that there was a lot of us that were very, very great friends and countrymen and supported each other. But it's just like in today's world, it's the governments and it's the people that support those governments that create strife and discord between nations. So the foundation of Lemurian Atlantis is a really, really solid one. And then the foundation of Atlantis with all of its colonies outside of the island is very, very solid as well. It's extremely beautiful. So in particular, we're going to be connecting with Goddess Brigid today. And Goddess Brigid, to me, is a high priestess of Atlantis. And this is Brigid's cross that I have right now. And I got this in Ireland. And it's said to protect the house, especially from fire and wind. And traditionally, you want to hang it like over your doors. Now, what's interesting to me when I started working with this in a deeper way over the last year is that I find when you stare into the center, you get drawn in almost into a vortex of self. And so our journey today is really going to focus on the cross. We're going to do a journey of 4 arms or 4 paths. But of course, it's always about connecting to self. And so it might not be the traditional way that, some pagans might celebrate Imbolc, but it is the way that my Atlantean soul is going to guide us today. So sisters and any brothers that come in afterwards, let's just take a deep breath together in gratitude for your ancient soul, for where you are on your path, whether it seems challenging or you've recently come into a peak, and just acknowledging the light that burns within you. Over and over, I'm told that many of us are star beings, not just star seeds, but we're actually the stars. And so you're built up of this incredible, incredible light. And if you just take this moment right now to feed the light from the center of your being out into those parts that need the most healing, the most upliftment, remembering that you, as always, are your greatest healer. So just some deep breaths. And in this moment, we are going to begin on the island continent of Atlantis. Let's acknowledge that in other timelines and other dimensions, Atlantis is still exactly where it's always been. And because you are here, because we are drawn to working together, then I know that we know each other. Whether it's as friends, as sisters, as fellow priestesses, as those on council, as teachers, as living in the same city together, we are bonded across the universe, across time. And we've come together again to lift each other up, to support, to love, to honor, and to share each other's teachings. The power of one sister by herself can be strong. But when you have a lineage of sisters in direct connection to you, it grows exponentially. Your power, your word, your energy, your beauty. Now, Atlantis, as it pertains to Brigid's cross, is the center. Okay, it's where a lot of it began. Even if you're extremely Lemurian, there's a time when you came to Atlantis, perhaps for higher education, for learning something further about the human journey. And so together we're going to go to a place I've recently discovered, which is kind of like a galactic high priestess council. And to make our way there, we first go to the Temple of Poseidon, but that is not our final destination. And I want you to see that you're walking barefoot upon the ancient land of Atlantis, and this in itself is helping you ground. And as you continue to walk, you open your ears to feel the heartbeat of the waves that are all around you. North, south, east, and west. The Atlantic Ocean hugs you, loves you, cleanses you, and purifies you. You can feel the waves of that water coming through you. And again, anywhere where you have pain, discomfort, perhaps an agitation, or something that doesn't feel clear, you allow this wash of the ocean to come through you. Now, Atlantis is built in full accordance with the direction of the Sirius star, as well as Orion's belt. And so as we're walking, not only are we getting golden solar codes from our own sun, we continue to feel strengthened and empowered by the rays of the Orion constellation. We allow the Pleiades cluster to come alive within our heart, igniting our inner teacher. We ask that the Sirius sun comes into our upper chakras and awakens each in succession from the stellar gateway to the soul star, to the causal, to the crown, and to the third eye. And then we also concentrate on Vega and the Lyra constellation, representing the lion energy within us, to help us move swiftly when it is time to take action. Our auric field begins to glow even stronger in our own unique color and vibration. And as we come upon the Temple of Poseidon, we now get to see that for those who are ready, for those that have the sight, for those who are devoted, that there is an almost metaphysical interchangeable temple that is atop of the temple of Poseidon. Like there's these secret stairs that in this realm would seem invisible, but when you're in a higher dimensional frequency, they're as solid as marble. And so you find your way to this stairwell and you begin to ascend. And where we're walking is in this moment above Atlantis. It's higher in the heavens. And there tends to be some really beautiful cloud formations there. And where we're walking is to this council of 13 women, 13 high priestesses. If I have any brothers on the call, you're going to find your priests in the temple of Poseidon. So you can choose your direction. But as we go around in circle and we stare at each other and we see each other, be seen in all your glory, strength, power, and light. Do not hide for 1 second any aspect of who you are. Even if you're shy or reserved or feel held back in your current incarnation, this one in Atlantis, you don't hold anything back. And again, as we acknowledge one another, we gain strength from each other. I call upon the high priestess known as Brigid to reveal herself. And in the center, perhaps you see her. One of her strengths is holding fire within her palm, not to burn, not to cause harm to others, but she is a source of warmth, once again of power, the power of transmutation, transformation, the power to rebirth yourself again and again and again. And so her sacred flame, her orange sacred flame, is passed to each one of you. And you can keep it in your palms, or in this moment, you can place it anywhere in your body, in any of your energetic bodies, where it feels the most activating and will produce the greatest changes or results that you're looking for. Now, Brigid is also going to come around one at a time and look each of you in the eye and share a message with you. On this high holy day, this day of celebration of Imbolc, it is time we sink deeper into the commitments for the unfolding of our new year. While we know spring is just around the corner, it will be our commitment to our own growth and blossoming that'll take us to places never before achieved. But first is the planting of the very first seed. And so as she gifts you this seed, once again, you decide where it goes. Does it go in your mind, your third eye, your sacral chakra, your belly, your heart, perhaps your tailbone? You sit with her for a little bit and allow any transmissions to come through. While she is an Atlantean who has the power to gift the trident and the ankh, it is her gift of Brigid's cross that is truly going to help you in this moment. Wherever she applies it, it's going to turn almost like a windmill, packing energy into it, creating momentum. My own record to share with you. The seed and the cross don't have to go in the same place. A seed can be planted and the cross can help shift somewhere else, perhaps where the outcome of that seed will grow to. In this final 6 weeks, as we finish off the vibration of 2022, is there anything you want the cross to clear out, to relieve you of, to cleanse? We're going to take a deep breath and releasing. Now we're going to begin our journey by focusing on one of the arms of the cross. And this first arm is going to take you somewhere to do with your ancient past, almost like a reclamation, something you've forgotten or missed, something that needs to come back to you to continue to build you into your highest form. And it doesn't have to be on this planet. If you're drawn into another plane of existence, then by all means, please travel there. I feel the need to say, to take an archangel with you for anyone that has hesitation. The right archangel that's for you in this moment will just come at God's speed right next to you and lead you. You are protected. There is no need to fear this journey. And as you arrive in your ancient past, take the time to notice if you're in the same form that you were just in, or have you shifted. Notice the energy of the place you're in and where you're guided to. Whatever you're seeing or feeling, what is its purpose for you today? There's a frequency that wants to be emitted. It is like a sound of the heart, a song. It's powerful, but it's, to me, also very angelic. And in particular, with what I'm seeing on my journey, it's needed. It's needed to clear the energies. If it's for you to bolster the energies, please do. Feel that very large chorus of angels, no less than 10,000, they say, singing and uplifting, healing, shedding, rising, empowering, loving, shielding, protecting, grounding. Now, besides the knowledge and the wisdom you're remembering in this moment, is there anything tangible you are to take with you? Just a few times, I'm going to repeat the Atlantean mantra for blessings, whether you've been shedding or accumulating. Feel the energy of his words. Ramati Deep breath in. Big exhale. Feeling the energy of the ankhs of Brigid's cross. Of whatever else that you're with, whether they're stones, water, trees, forest, people, crystals. You are welcome to take everything that you need and have no guilt about it, for your open heart will give back to Gaia over and over again. Taking a deep breath in. When you breathe out, we're back in the center of the cross and on Atlantis at the High Priestess Galactic Temple. Ground yourself if need be. High Priestess Brigid comes over, does a little bit of energy work for you, takes anything of your auric field that doesn't belong, allows in the orange ray, once again, the orange flame, whatever place it's needed. And now we're going to focus on the second arm. The second arm is your galactic nature, your multidimensional being. And it can call on any star nation, star seeds, but it can also direct you to somewhere on Earth. That's a powerful place for you to be, for you to visit, for you to activate with. Wherever this place is, if it's on Earth, it's going to be in alignment with a certain constellation or star. Your duty will be to connect to that star. If you're ready to go off world and visit a star nation, then it's your time to do so. They say for this journey, we are each gifted a dragon. Not a new dragon, a dragon your soul knows very, very well. And once you get on, allow her or him to take you to your destination. You just go through a similar process once you're there. What are you to retrieve, to discover, to remember? And just allow this exchange and flow of energies, of ideas, of messages to land in all the right spots for you. I hear the following: Ostara, Ikamachi, Nomura. Go bravely. Act and be with a knowingness that you are the light. Do not deny your dreams. Your soul is listening to every word you say, and it's guiding you to speak even with more truth and with more light. For those that might be in a similar space as me, there could be a healing chamber, a room, a crystal, being, skull that wants to connect to you in a way to gift you peace and healing and joy and empowerment. Ostara, Kamachi, Shigetora, Nami. Do not be afraid of anything upon your path. You have been given all the tools to not only learn from it, but to master it. And in this moment, as we come closer and closer to Imbolc in the spring, begin to reflect on something you have mastered throughout this past year. Taking a deep breath in. When you're ready, let go. When you find yourself back in the center of the Galactic Temple in Atlantis. Once again, High Priestess Brigid comes to you. And this time she uses her orange flame in almost a cyclone around you. And it pulls out anything that's not needed. Debris, heaviness, trauma, scars, or wounds. And at the same time, it adds this liquid spark to your auric field. The orange sparks from the flame go into each of your chakras, not just the ones I speak about so frequently, but really that whole chakra energetic system, over 2,000 of them. You're being lit up from the outside in, from the inside out. She speaks in Atlantean, and she goes around and around. There is an honoring And there is a golden ankh that each of us are gifted. And again, where you apply it, it's where it's most needed in this moment. Brigid also reminds us that we are the ankh. We are the key to our own life. The cross part of it is our arms. The loop is the energy of our head, or sorry, our heart, from the front of our chest to our back. Feeling this energy recycle but build within you, reminding you of your own divine nature. Taking another breath. We're now going to use the third arm to travel to our recent past. Something you would like more clarity on, maybe forgiveness, the ability to let go, maybe even the ability to tweak, to alter your mindset regarding it. So taking the step onto that path into your recent past. What's brought you here? What are you to do in this space? And now in your recent past, is there anything that you missed in the situation that you're visiting? Is there anything from this perspective you can see more clearly with greater understanding than you could a week ago, 2 months ago, last year? Whatever it is, we surrender. We stand at peace. And we agree not to let our past haunt us in any way. The ankh that was given to us is now going to help us truly forgive ourselves. Even those really stubborn parts that are trying to hold on to reasons why you don't deserve this or the like. Ostara, Imbolc, Lasira, Fuma. We were made in divine perfection. There's no need to change or alter anything. The only thing you must realize is how to more quickly integrate the lessons so you can stop punishing yourself for your past. That is the way of the light. That is the way of the High Priestess. Very simple one for us to remember. Take a deep breath in. When you breathe out, find yourself once again in Atlantis. Now this time, Brigid is going to give you a crown of flames. No, it doesn't hurt or burn you. It's a sign of the old thoughts and patterning turning to ashes, making room for all the new ways you're expanding and growing. And just take a few deep breaths as this process continues to happen. I do feel the energies of the Lyrans and the Alpha Centaurians helping with this process, for they know a lot about working with golden and orange flames or rays. And when you're ready, we go into our last journey for today on the fourth arm of Brigid's cross. And this one takes you into your future, whether that future is a couple months from now, years, decades, lifetimes. It might be something you're curious about in terms of your own business or work, but it could just be anything your soul wants to show you. Taking a breath, allow yourself to be transported into your future. Whatever you're seeing or feeling, can you place it somewhere where you won't forget? Especially when the universe delivers you some challenges, can you come back to this very moment and remember what you've seen through your own soul in your eyes? Remain in gratitude for this moment, perhaps with your hands on your heart, breathing in your own essence of God, of your Holy Spirit, of the light that you are. And when you're ready, you take a big breath again, and you come back to Atlantis. As we look around our circle, we see the light in each of our sisters' eyes or our brothers. Notice how they've shifted, how their light might be more brilliant, their face softer. And for those that required healing in our conversation before this recording started, let's share our newly energized rebirth cycles. And to all those I could use it. Brigid reminds you that a seed has been planted, and with proper care, it will grow and grow and grow this year. If you need any final clarity about how to care for that seed throughout this journey, now is the time to journal that down. And we thank Goddess Brigid, High Priestess, with the orange flame, for her help. We honor her at this time when she is more present in the consciousness of humanity. We begin to descend from this High Priestess Galactic Temple and come back down to the sacred grounds of Atlantis. Claiming that part of you that is Atlantean without shame. That part that made you an Avalonian, an Egyptian. A Mexican, a Spaniard, a Greek, an Indian, whatever it is, you claim it, you own it, and you combine it with who you are. It is time for us to once again go back across the Atlantic. They say in this time to see yourself walking through the ocean onto the shores, feeling yourself coming up like Aphrodite out of the sea foam. Goddess, priestess, a teacher, a healer, a divine light. We begin to ground into our bodies in sacred respect to ourselves. Brahma, 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 Kriya. For those in class, we're just going to take a couple moments to integrate, to write down your thoughts. For those on the replay, I thank you very, very much. Anyone that has the membership, the Galactic Temples of Light, our new schedule or activation list for February will be released this week, as will the replays from January. In gratitude, Rama Tima Ra, golden Atlantean blessings always.